What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. I am so glad that you are here. How is everybody doing on this Thursday night? We're going to have an awesome discussion for you. Let me fix my camera real quick. I think I got something going on with my camera. There we go. There we go. All right. Real quick, everybody, I appreciate you being here. We have an awesome interview for you. I am going to have with us the creator of Pop Density. Applause, 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 applause. All right, everybody, without further ado, I want to introduce you to my awesome guest, the creator behind Pop Density, VRR Martin. Is that what I should call you, Martin? Is that all right? VRR Martin?
Oh, no. That's how you say it.
Okay.
Some people just call me Martin for short, so that's perfectly fine.
Sweet. So in a nutshell, real quick, first of all, thank you for being here. Thanks for working with me. For those that don't know, Martin and I are in an instance where he is on a Quest and I'm on a PC VR. So it's a little different for us, but everything's going to work out just fine. Let me pull up the chat real quick. Let's see where everybody is. Hey, the Tethereds are here. Thank you for the bits, my friends. Thank you for the bits. That's awesome. That is awesome. Thank you very much. Let me just quickly pin my chat up here so we're all looking at each other at the same time. That is awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for being here. Okay, now we're going to move back to VRR Martin. In a nutshell, my friends, tell everybody why you decided to do what you're doing, and just tell everybody what Pop Density is in a nutshell.
Sure. Pop Density is a machinima based on and created from the game Population 1, where I'm taking the characters and the general setting of that game, and I'm sort of appropriating it and telling my own story, and I'm using the game to create my own animation.
That's very, very cool. You can't hear it, but I have applause triggering behind you. What is up? I see Bugatti's out here in the stream. Good to see you, Bugatti. So tell me, Martin, how far in VRR Martin, how far in are you so far? I know we're going to tease a little bit of, well, we could just go ahead and start with it. You want to start with a teaser? You want to set this up a little bit?
Sure, yeah. Would you want to run the clip now? Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to just give us oh, wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute. I got to pull up I lost my camera real quick. There we go. Okay. Do you want to just give us a tease of what this clip is that we're getting ready to see? Like, just kind of set up a little bit of the scene.
Sure. This is just about a minute of the very first episode and sort of our introduction to the main players of the story.
Oh, okay.
In the actual setting.
Awesome. Very awesome. So I should have told you beforehand you could follow along on your phone or on your PC, because obviously you and I are not going to see it right here in this instance, but we'll be following along. So without further ado, we're going to get to it. Here we go.
You guys don't see the beauty in it? I take two proven business models, rewards bundles and lottery tickets, and combine them into a low-cost subscription service.
It's a terrible idea.
Piece of shit.
You just don't get it.
Oh, we get it. You want to make an app that charges players every month to gamble on a loot crate. It's like you took something people already hate and found a way to make it worse.
This is a whole different thing. And people can't already hate something that doesn't exist yet.
Everybody knows about microtransactions, Sean. And you seriously want to pitch this grubby little scheme to Top Square?
Average. It's an average-sized scheme, Fedora. It doesn't matter what people think they know. That's the power of rebranding. Just look at me.
Pass.
Any other day, they might mistake me for your run-of-the-mill entrepreneur.
Nobody
You're
thinks that.
unemployed.
Applause, applause, applause. Now I have to ask you, VRR Martin, are you writing all this dialogue? I mean, first of all, I have to say, the sound is amazing. It's obvious that you are doing scenes. If I'm correct, you're doing these scenes in. You're basically building. You built these. Are you building these sets in Sandbox, right?
Yes. Well, most specifically, I've got friends. I've got builders on the team who are making them for me.
And the
So, yeah,
sounds and the sound. Sorry to interrupt you, but the sound there. I mean, the voice sounds really pristine. I can tell that you're paying attention to detail, my friend, and getting the audio just right. Do you want to tell us a little bit of about how you got that setup going on? I mean, are you virtually putting everybody in a studio, or are you guys recording the audio and the lines out of your house? Tell us a little bit about the process, because you're filming first and then going back and doing the audio later. Am I right on that?
That's generally right. I filmed the scenes first according to how I think they would go, and the thing is, we've done this has been a very scattershot production, and being both the video and the audio, I've actually recast the audio performers a few times. Some of that's been done in studios, other times it's been done in homes. I had one friend was like gracious enough to actually record lines in my closet.
Oh,
It was really
killer.
nestled between my suit jackets and dress shirts, crowded around my microphone.
That's
Um,
killer. That deserves some applause right there for
yeah,
that. That deserves some applause for sure.
she definitely does. And she's a trooper.
I
Yeah,
mean,
well,
go ahead. You're fine. Go ahead.
no, I was actually gonna say who it was, but yeah, we'll just leave that.
Okay. All
We'll
right.
leave that in the closet, so to speak.
Right on, right on. We'll leave that in the closet. So I wanted to ask, how many characters are we talking about? Do you have a plot line already made out? Like, where are you, have you written like a general outline of the arc of the story, or do you even want to talk? I mean, I do also have, I don't know if we want to play it or not, but I also clipped your whole first episode 0 too. But we can get into the nuts of the
Oh yeah.
bolt. We can do it however you want to do it. But basically, do you have a story already written out? Do you have it generally done, or?
I do. I have most of the scripts for the episodes written already. I have a general arc planned. Yeah, it does revolve around main characters. I'd say there's the 6 basic skins from Population 1. PJ, Roy, Hattie, Anna, and Ace. I've basically taken them and made them into my own characters.
Very,
Then
very cool.
Somewhat based on their skins. Just the whole premise itself. I was a fan of the show Red versus Blue back in the day.
Awesome.
Yeah, I didn't follow religiously, but I was incredibly impressed with what they were able to do. Just networking Xboxes together, and just the writing was so witty. But that ended up snowballing into its own phenomenon. I'm not trying to harbor any delusions of starting my own Rooster Teeth type of empire here, but it's nice to dream, right?
Right.
But that said, I did find that I was playing Population 1 so much, and just realizing, it was just kind of ripe for just some sort of is sort of a blank creative canvas there, with every headset can record.
No doubt.
It's so easy to get players to puppeteer the avatars. So I just sort of used what they had and the map at the time to sort of write my own story around it. But also with things like Sandbox, we get to have some fun. We get to go into some weird directions.
That's very, 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 very cool. So let me ask you real quick, like, how many people do you have in this whole production that's working on this with you?
So our private Discord has about 50 members, but I've been running this a while. Yeah, but I would say maybe only about 20 of them tops are really active. People have kind of come and gone. Yet, when it's time for a shoot, some days I'm still lucky if I can get like 5 or 6 people.
Right.
Yeah.
How long
But
have
at the
you
same
been
time,
working on this?
I think I started this in August 2022.
Oh wow, right on.
And
Congratulations.
I naively was telling everybody, yeah, I think we could probably, do this in like, 4 or 5 months. And now, like, a year and a half later, here we are.
Well, that's how every creative process works. It's not until you start unraveling it do you realize like how much you want to do. And then of course, I can tell from our conversations that you definitely pay attention to detail. It's easy to, as a creator, to go down that rabbit hole, right? I mean,
Very much. Sometimes to my detriment. Sometimes I spend time on things that nobody's going to notice or see or won't really make a difference. But
it's only forever, right? It's only forever, and you're always going to see it. That's kind of how I feel about it. So I totally get that. I applaud you for that, for
as
sure.
long as the internet lasts, whichever.
Right. So where are you at in the production of everything? I know you showed me a little clip of we just saw a teaser here. How many more episodes are you working on right now? Do you have anything in the can, or do you have any kind of other, now that you know what you're getting into as far as the level of quality you want, the level of production you want? Do you have any guesstimation on when you'll have other episodes out, or when this first episode that we just got a tease of, when will that come out?
So, I'm really close with. I have everything I need to complete episode 1. Virtually all that's in the can. It's just a matter of editing. I keep thinking I'll be able to have episode 1 premiere in a week, and then I'll go over some footage that just doesn't look right, or some sort of editing challenge. I'm using DaVinci Resolve to edit this thing. I was using Power Director, but then I ran into some issues with that. So forcing myself to learn DaVinci Resolve, which is it's a lot, but it's coming along. And God, I really think I can have that first episode out next week.
Oh, that is awesome. Definitely applause for that. Let's go. That's awesome.
And I have footage through the first 4 episodes already shot. It's like we've been shooting a lot over the past year and a half. And then some of it's so most of that was shot on Quest 2. I'm on a Quest 3 now. And sometimes I'll go over it and I'll sort of wonder, would this look better if I shoot this now at 60 frames per second?
Right.
Yeah. And other things like the establishing shot of the bar where these characters hang out, bar known as the Half Cock. Just a few days ago, I was looking at it. I was looking at the footage, and I realized the street is just too clean. I need some litter here.
Right.
And I started
gotta
making
have litter.
red soda cans. Soda cans are a health item in the game, and it's easy enough to place those around. But they also disappear from your point of view beyond a certain distance, and you can't lay them on their side.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
I wanted to be able to have that just visible, at least somewhat in a wide shot. And of course, I couldn't decide how much detail needed to be on there, so I'm virtually recreating the can and the letters one pop in the same font and as close as I can and everything. It was ridiculous.
Ouch. That's a lot of work, my friend. That's a lot of work. Well, I tell you what, if you don't mind, real quick, we'll tee up. Do you care if we roll all of episode 0? Are you good with that?
No, man, it's your show. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Sweet. All right, everybody. we're gonna show you the very, very first episodes. And of course, you got the teaser. And I see there are people in here. So, hey, if you do have a question you want to ask VRR Martin, if you want to get in touch with him, if you want to follow him on Facebook and all that, we're going to get to that. But please ask us some questions here in the chat. And we're going to roll with this episode real quick.
Overpopulation, crime, housing costs, federal overreach. The world grows more turbulent every day. The future, less and less certain. A storm is coming. But safe harbor may be closer than you think. Right here in Crate County. This once dying rural community has been reborn as one of the world's leading technology centers. A rebirth christened by the unveiling of Top Square Tower, a first-of-its-kind workspace and landmark of a bold new future. All employees enjoy free room and board, even before they're assigned a role, and every applicant is pre-approved. Enjoy the interim. Your free time is yours. Need a taste of the big city? Visit the Metropolis District. Dance the night away at Genesis. Help foster a dynamic new culture through radical self-expression. We're holding space for the free thinkers, the trailblazers, the provocateurs. Leave the shackles of tyranny behind. There's no government here, only the friendly vigilance of our defense team for public order and protection. That means open containers, open carry, open minds. Welcome to the new Crate County.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I remember seeing either it was clips of this or smits of this on TikTok. I saw it somewhere, and I have to give a shout out to It's Your Girl Zephyr, who I honestly had shoutcasted a match with, or an event with. We had co-casted on something. She was shooting one division of it. She was casting one division of it, and we were talking about it, and I was like, I need to get in touch with this guy. And then, of course, time went by, and then I saw more clips of this, and I was like, I have to interview this cat to find out what's going on. So, yeah, just kind of tell us a little bit about, you know, the whole setup that we're seeing there in episode 0.
Right. And let me just say first, It's Your Girl Zephyr is like one of the biggest allies of this production. She's been there since,
It's very killer.
about the beginning. Yeah,
Very
there's
cool.
both, and she's one of the few who both works as like a body actor, puppeteering the characters, and also is a voice actor, because, she does this incredible, uncanny Siri impersonation.
Yes. Yes, she did that for me, and I about lost my guts on that when she did that. That was funny.
Oh God, it's a riot when she does it in the game. That's actually how I met her. I think it was War Allegiance mode, and she was
Nice.
on it, cracking people up. And then I approached her just before it ended and said, hey, I'm doing a show. You want to be in like a sort of animation project with your voice? And she just said, yes, no questions asked.
That's killer.
Yeah. But yeah, to answer your question,
I see some satire. I have to say I see some satire in episode 0. Like, you're making fun of it all, right? Nothing is precious.
I'm taking little jabs here and there. The thing is, Population 1, as it stands, doesn't have a whole lot of lore on its own.
Right.
I mean, they were dabbling with that in the first season, and it's probably
Big Box, are you listening? Are you listening? Go ahead.
I mean, it's fine. The battle royale, mode, it kind of speaks for itself to some extent. It doesn't have to be like all these, Fortnite levels of lore. But I wanted to take an approach that was different, than not what you're expecting. Like there's probably very little shooting and action in this premise. Okay, but basically the setup is, yes, it is this mysterious company town taking place in a place called Crate County. And it's ruled by Top Square, and that's why you have the giant tower.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and they've had a completely unchecked reign over this area, and they persuaded people to come and live and work there, even though very few people are actually working. A lot of them are just sort of, it's like a sort of indefinite onboarding situation. And
They're
you
just
can
kind
do
of
what you
doing their
just kinda
thing,
do what you
right?
want in the meantime. Yeah.
Right.
But there's also these, the place is heavily patrolled by this armed private security detail called Depop.
Nice. Yes, I saw that. That's hilarious.
However, but our main characters, they don't really question this too much. Most episodes will start with them in the bar, day drinking, maybe cooking up some scheme. The vibe I'm going for is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia meets Lost.
Oh, I love it already. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm more familiar with It's Sunny in Philadelphia than I am Lost. And don't everybody come at me for that. Don't everybody come at me for that. I've heard I got to see Lost, but that is awesome. I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that. So I have to ask
in the
you.
broadest strokes possible, I guess.
Right, right.
Easy way to sell it.
So just to tell everybody a little bit about who you are and what you do, why on earth did you want to take on such a labor of love? Is this like something you want to get into? Is this like a field you want to be in, or are you just? I mean, I can tell you're obviously a content creator. Like, tell everybody what you're about.
Sure. I guess I'd say I'm a writer first and foremost. I've been working on this sci-fi novel for over a decade now, but I'm also at an age where it's no longer cool to say I'm writing a book as much as it would be to say I've written a book. And I needed to have some other material out there, right?
Yep.
And I thought, you know what? Also, I don't want to beg people to read what I wrote. All at the same time, I want to have something that's sort of, quick, that people can absorb, that they can watch on their phones, watch on their laptops. These are supposed to be short episodes, although, we'll see.
Right.
But the book's on pause while I crank this out, and I've been having fun just sort of putting my imprint on what Pop One is put out there,
So have you had any kind of like audio or camera work experience before, or did you just decide I'm going to do this and I know what I want it to look like and you went from there, or what?
I studied film a little bit in college.
Nice.
Yeah, I played around with some short films and worked on some music videos locally. I didn't necessarily know. I don't necessarily know how the shots will look until I get in there. And a lot of the composition is kind of on the spot. And a lot of it's trial and error. Sometimes it's you have to rally people again. Hey, go back in. I got to reshoot this.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to get everybody in for the cause.
Right. Yeah, or maybe something didn't quite come out right. There's so many little quirks with Machinima with trying to do this with the video games. It's not meant for cinematic purposes. It's a first-person shooter. It's meant for us to run around blasting each other.
Right.
It's optimized for that.
But applause to you for trying to make something out of it. That's very cool that you did that. It's killer.
Okay, I'm working on it. It's a lot of little things we have to work around. Like the physics, how you relate to solid objects, clipping through things. Everybody's favorite on my set, when I have to have people walking. A scene of people walking, it can be a nightmare, man. Getting
I
people
can
to
only imagine.
getting like 3 or more people to walk in a straight line, roughly staying together at the same
Mhm.
speed and not walking through each other.
Oh
And then
yeah.
I
Oh
have
yeah.
to and then I have to often turn the motion down so that people are really
Mhm.
walking and not running like you would be in the game. And so it takes forever to get to the place in the map where we need to shoot.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, on that note, I think that would be a perfect segue to bring up. And for anybody that's just joining us, I see we're slowly getting more people in here. For those of you that are just joining us, I am here with VRR Martin. He is the creator behind Pop Density. You need to check that out on YouTube. We're streaming simultaneously on YouTube where we have that. And of course, you can go back and watch this afterwards to see the tease that we got. But I think this might be a good segue to going into some screenshots of the set that you've built. If you're good with that, do you think you could follow along on your phone? Could you possibly do that, Martin, or
I
on your
think so.
PC?
I'll be peeking at my PC.
Yeah, that's all right. I
My
mean, we'll
peeking
have
into my
you.
headset.
Yeah,
Oh no, where is my?
we'll have the camera on me, and I'll just start bringing those up. So, like, I have these kind of set as like different areas of the bar. I think there's one of the gun store. Is there any particular one that you would like me to start with?
Let me get to the channel real quick.
Okay.
I would start with the bar with the outdoors view, where you can see the sign that says half cock.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Oh, whoops. That's not it. That's the wrong one. Oh, here we go. Here we go. There it is. Yeah, that's a beautiful shot. I mean, it looks like you put. I mean, you had to. Well, you said that you have a crew that helped you build this, right? Am I right?
do. All the, yeah. And here's where I should start giving the credits to them. Yeah.
Because I'm
Now
just
I
looking
gotta
at
be
the
careful here
patterns
because
on the walls and everything.
I'll admit I sometimes forget who exactly did what. It's been so long, man. But we. Oh, hold on, I'm going to your channel. I'm doing this too fast. Okay. I did make the sign myself. The
Very
sort of
nice.
half
Very
chicken
nice.
and the
Applause for the sign.
yeah, yeah, it's all right. But the cityscape there, I wanted something that would resemble, like you could fit in Metropolis.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was very much the point. I wanted it to be something that would somewhat arguably integrate into the main map.
Okay.
And I had people like Arms Reach, Ass Clown, the Searways. Those are my main guys, but also like Hidden Crow.
I think I actually ran into
Black
Ass
Eyes.
Clown in a couple of lobbies today. Playing a little
Oh,
bit
you
of
might
pop,
have.
a little bit of Pop One. Okay, so we're outside the bar. Here's another shot of outside the bar. This might be one of inside the bar, looking out towards the door with that killer wall. That's
Right.
very cool.
So the idea is that this was once a restaurant, and
Nice.
and then it shut down, and then for some reason half of it was partitioned off, while the other half was refurbished and sold as a dive bar to one of the characters.
Now I have to ask real quick. I'm gonna pause right there. Are you building these maps, and are they private maps, or are they actually maps that people can go to and see and play in Pop One? Are they private
Oh no, man!
sandboxes?
I keep that shit private for the most part.
Okay, smart move. Smart move.
In fact, I think I had them published up until right before this interview. I'm like, unpublished.
Right. Okay, now we're gonna move on to what I labeled as the billiard room. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Oh, sure. That is that's in episode 2. in this
Nice.
sort of Western scenario. That,
Oh, okay. So we're getting another tease here, everybody. Another tease. Something else we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, that was the Searways that made that. You can't tell how excellent and elegant it is, but it's this beautiful pool table that apparently, like the inner workings of it are fairly accurate to
Really?
it being just a model of a functional pool table. Yeah,
Oh, that's killer. That's killer. Okay, let's move
and
on.
arm's reach. I
Go
think
ahead.
arm's reach to the chandelier.
Okay, all right. Gotta give some applause to those people, real quick.
Yeah, those guys are great.
All right, we're gonna move on from the billiard room, and we'll go to what I call. Here's one shot of the club. It looks kind of like the dance club that you see in Metro a little bit, but obviously you recreated all that yourself, right?
Right, and again, I can take almost zero credit for building that. The only thing I made there was the sign in the back.
That's
I'm
very
not sure
killer.
that helped with that.
That's very killer. And we'll do the other
I
shot
think that
too.
was mostly hidden pro. But yeah, that is supposed to be Genesis nightclub.
Yeah, and then you got a whole bar right there. That's very killer. And it looks like you have a lot of stuff on the bar itself.
Yep. I'm
Even the
always on a hunt
stools.
for getting good bottles and glasses. It took me forever to get the bottles in my bar correct.
Nice, nice. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to what I call maybe the gun store, but I don't think I'm. Am I correct on that? What am I looking at there? Yeah, that's the gun store, right?
Okay, that's
That looks beautiful
that's
too.
that's a gun store. I'm kind of I'm letting it be the Metropolis gun store. As I went back and forth on whether this would be just some other smaller spot, but yeah, the Ace character, who I've renamed Deuce, he runs that gun store.
Nice,
He talks like he owns it, but he doesn't actually own it.
nice.
And it has a back room that, I almost showed you a picture of that, but I'm saving that. That's a reveal for episode
That sounds salacious. I like it.
4.
Sounds like it could be salacious or clandestine. I like it. I like it.
Maybe a little loaded.
All right, we're gonna move on to what I'm calling that outside shot. Hold on, let me make sure I got that right. I think I have it. Oh, wait a minute, I lost it. That outside kind of shot where we have domes. It looks like we have porta potties. You want to tell us a little bit about that one?
Okay. Yeah, so that is this was mostly the Searways who made this. I asked for a recreation of Fire Festival for episode 3.
Oh, nice, nice. That's kind of killer.
That episode has been really challenging to shoot. Especially when I try to fill up the room. I've had, on more than one occasion, I've filled up the room. I've had like 21 people in there.
Right.
Of course, the game starts behaving differently when you have that many people in. Faces stop rendering fully.
Oh, what a
certain
nightmare.
distance. Yeah. On top, and other things. We could do a whole episode on what's gone into that one. But yes, I'm really proud of the work they did there.
And for those of you that
I told them
don't
to go
know,
ham on the
Fire
porta potty.
Festival was that whole like cluster bleep 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 where they had promoters. What was it, on a remote island? It was going to be this exclusive thing. People were going to hang out and basically like upscale glamping tents. They had influencers come there, and then like it all turned almost into a humanitarian crisis, right? That's how all that happened. It's pretty crazy.
I'm peeking at my phone. I just noticed that I think my lips. Oh wait, never mind. There's a little bit of a delay. I thought my lips were moving at the same time. Your volume. They might be. Never mind. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, the weird thing is like no matter what, you just have latency in the world when it comes to the internet. It's like Twitch is just a little ahead of YouTube, even though we're simultaneously going on both. So
Hmm.
I can only imagine if I was actually trying to shoot an actual movie or what you're trying to do in Pop One. That has to be absolutely insane. I mean, just talking from the rendering standpoint, and then on top of like what you're talking about, we're not having people move in front of each other or through each other and not having people overtalk each other. How do you go about, I wanted to ask you this. How do you go about setting up, filming the scene and saying, hey, this is what we're going to talking about? Is somebody just reading the script so everybody knows to do the motions, or how do you do that?
I've been mostly kind of fast and loose with the body acting of it. I keep in mind the shots that I want, and I come in and I usually have the body actors improvise. Say, okay, how would you move your hands if you were explaining to this person why you need them to do you a favor, or and then sometimes we'll get a little more refined with, okay, I need to point to them, point to yourself really quick. I try to explain it when I have time, but these things often start late, often my fault. But I'll we're also having to wait on different people, and sometimes we bring in new people. Sometimes some of my crew, they're a little more experienced than others, so sometimes I have to just sort of really explain exactly what I want them to do. I need to keep it simple. And I learned to also keep my shots simple when I can. Conversations are easy because with these characters, nobody's lips actually move, and the audio isn't really important on that level, because I'm gonna dub it over with voice actors anyway.
Right.
But I'll tell you, some of the footage we've collected over the past year and a half is hilarious. Some of these guys, they deserve to have their own show with just the way these shoots go down.
Awesome. Got to give them some applause for that. Hey, everybody, if you are just joining us, I am here with VRR Martin, the creator, the mastermind, the evil genius behind Pop Density. If you have questions, ask us in the chat. I know I see you all out there. Please ask us some questions. And of course, I wanted to ask you real quick, is there any other place, that we could... I probably should have clipped your links beforehand so I could throw them into the chat. But could you tell everybody where to find you? Like I know you have a Facebook presence. I know that you have a TikTok presence. Tell everybody where they can find you at. What's the easiest way for people to connect to see what you're doing?
Sure. Well, the main channel is the Pop Density YouTube channel. Which is youtube.com/popdensityseries.
Nice, yep.
And if I'm a little off with that, it's easy to find. It should be by now. And on Facebook, I'm VRR Martin. And the TikTok is VRR Martin Presents.
That's easy enough.
Probably, if you just search VRR Martin, that will probably come up. So and TikTok is where I will. It's a bit of a video sandbox for me. I will play around with shots and game footage there. Not just Pop Density, but general Pop One stuff.
Nice.
But I will post a lot of Pop Density behind the scenes parts or outtakes. Us playing around on set.
Nice. Very cool.
And one more, my Instagram, Pop One Pop Shots. It started off with me. This is gonna sound weird. Taking screenshots of dead players in the game, fallen in interesting ways. That
was your pop shots, right? That's what it was. They were pop shots, literally.
Yeah.
Figuratively.
Very much.
All right, so give that again because I think I talked over you just a little bit there. You can find that on Instagram at
Yeah, that's pop one pop shots, and there's there's an underscore between pop and the one.
Okay,
and then
right
one
on.
and pop shots.
That's very cool. That's very cool. We had some people that are just joining us. Do you mind if I show them just that teaser one more time since we're getting some more people in here right now? Are you okay with that?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, all right. We're going to do that one more time.
You guys don't see the beauty in it? I take two proven business models, rewards bundles and lottery tickets, and combine them into a low-cost subscription service.
It's a
You're
terrible
a piece
idea.
of shit.
You just don't get it.
Oh, we get it. You want to make an app that charges players every month to gamble on a loot crate. It's like you took something people already hate and found a way to make it worse.
This is a whole different thing. And people can't already hate something that doesn't exist yet.
Everybody knows about microtransactions, Sean. And you seriously want to pitch this grubby little scheme to Top Square?
Average. It's an average size scheme, Fedora. It doesn't matter what people think they know. That's the power of rebranding. Just look at me.
Pass.
Any other day, they might mistake me for your run-of-the-mill entrepreneur.
Nobody
You're
thinks that.
unemployed.
That
Hey,
girl is
everybody.
weird as fuck.
We are just back. If you have any questions, I'm serious. We're getting ready to let VRR Martin go. We've been here for almost about an hour. He is the creative mastermind if you're just joining us behind Pop Density. If you are watching this on YouTube or go to my YouTube channel, I directly have a link to his YouTube channel there. He just explained if you have to go back to see where you can find him on Facebook, where you can find him on Instagram, and even some of the stuff that he occasionally might leak out on TikTok. So, Martin, if you want to lead it, VR Martin, if you want to lead us out of here, what else do we want to let people know? You're going to for those that are just joining us, he is going to release that first full episode possibly next week, right?
Yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed next week.
That's
Probably,
awesome.
Maybe, definitely gonna happen.
That's very cool.
And this will be, I'm looking to do possibly 7 or 8 episodes total for season 1. Yeah, and
that's-
as I mentioned earlier, we have footage through like the first 4 episodes shot already. So a lot of that stuff's gonna edit together a lot faster than the first episode.
Well, yeah, and you're also putting a lot of time into this. You're putting a lot of time into this. I don't think
I am.
people. I don't think people
Yeah.
realize how much time, even for just a 3-minute clip, that could take hours to edit if you want to get it right.
This is true, and I gotta say, I gotta give primarily I gotta give thanks to my team. I mean, I'm the one who comes in and says, "Hey, I need people to get in the game and do this thing for me for free. So please volunteer your time and your battery life." You're standing there awkwardly while I film you, and also the builders who've made some incredible stuff for me. Again, like Ask Clown, Arms Reach, the Searways, I Like Pies.
I'm gonna have to give them some
Buck
applause.
Turgison,
Nice.
Dirty Monkeys helped me out. Hidden Crow. I was really lucky to get some incredibly talented builders in. If I had to do this all myself, I mean, it looked like shit, frankly.
Well, you know what always
It classed
amazes.
up the joint.
What I really love about what you're doing speaks to, I mean, of course, we're all here talking about Population 1. Those that follow my channel or happen to stumble upon my channel, I'm a huge Population 1 Fanatic, everybody knows that. We could say that VRR Martin is possibly a little bit too, right? But the thing that I love is that we all came here to this game, and what we ended up finding is a community. And I have to applaud you, VRR Martin, because you are exemplary of many of the creative people and the people around you, the creative people that are in this game that we meet, not only in lobbies, not only in competition, not just in sandbox, but some of the amazing people that this game has been a vehicle basically for a community where we're all making connections around the world, and eventually we actually create friendships with people just like us, or even different than us, that are in that same orbit, that have the same focus on that. Has that been kind of your experience as well? I mean, I'm speaking for myself, but what about for you? I mean, has it been like that for you too?
Oh, definitely. It's expanded my social horizons, not to be confused with Horizon VR. Beyond what I thought.
No plugs.
Was possible. I mean, I've made connections with some incredible people. My boy Burley, who's been one of my guys since the beginning, I actually met him IRL just this past year. Meeting people who you've been playing with and working with in this, in the metaverse, and for the first time having drinks with them, a surreal experience. But yes, this has definitely forged some connections and some friendships I never would have expected.
That's killer.
Some incredible people in this game.
Do you have anybody else? Okay, the Tethered's responded, and that's of course my man Tethered that I got to give a shout out to, who I did What's Poppin' with, him and Mrs. Tethered, for quite a long time, and also my squad mate, who is much sweatier than I am. He and Worrisome. Tethered said that he is stoked, or Mrs. Tethered, I don't know which, maybe they could clarify, but they are saying that they are stoked for the first episode to drop. So, Martin, do you have anything else you want to lead us out with real quick before I let you go? Or is that it?
No, that's about it. I hope you guys like it. I'm going to do my best. It might be a little rough, but hopefully it'll make you laugh. Hopefully it'll make you intrigued. And please like the channel, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. I'm in my 40s. It's always weird to say like and subscribe. I don't know, but I guess the channel's going to depend on that. But please subscribe to Pop Density on YouTube. That will make a difference. It needs to get seen. It's got to get past that algorithm hump.
Right.
For us to be successful.
That is awesome. Well, I am going to let you go. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Oh, the Tethereds did clarify. It is both Mr. and Mrs. Tethered. Thank you so much for your continued support, my friends. I hope to meet them one day in real life too. Absolutely. I'm going to let you.
You guys are great together.
I'm going to lead us out of here. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out. It's been killer. VRR Martin, thank you so much for being here. This has been killer. Everybody have a nice night. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching this back, you will have a description to my man VRR YouTube channel, and I'll throw all of his other links in there too once we have this out. Anyway, everybody, take care. Be good to each other. Kill each other with kindness out there in Pop 1. Absolutely, man. Hold on, I'm gonna get us out of this this camera setup here. This has been so much fun. Yep, we're gonna fade on out of here. Everybody take care.